YouTube, what's going on, man? As we all know, Gen Z does have a serious vape problem. It's dang near as bad as cigarettes were and are back when they was in the, in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 60s, the 2000s. You know what I mean? People got a real issue quitting, have a real problem, and they finna ban all these vapes and shit. And you know what's finna happen? People gonna crash out, my nigga. People are about to crash out off these vapes. I'm glad I never messed with no vape, bro. I'm glad that was never a thing of mine that I wanted to do, bro. But what we gonna do is get into this video, hear about this stuff. Some of y'all might be addicted to this vape and stuff too, man. It's a way to get off of it, man. Get some help, bro. Real talk. Let's get into the vid.
Doctors who've been helping me told me that in the past 6 months, I am like the third or fourth person that this has happened to. Around the same age, relatively young, but vaping.
You should always question that thing that just pops up out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't
100%.
really existing before, but out of nowhere, everybody's on it. Everybody's using it. That's always the thing that you should question. See, growing up, I seen a lot of the nicotine commercials with the lady talking like this with the hole in the throat.
I started vaping at 7 years old. My daddy told me for acting up in school, my punishment was to smoke 7 boxes of cigarettes. And ever since that day, I couldn't stop. Don't be like me.
I had my first cigarette.
Oh shit, that shit
when I
don't
was
sound just like I
13.
did.
When I found out how bad it was, I tried to quit. But I couldn't. They say nicotine isn't addictive.
Shit. Nigga, she smoking a cigarette through her throat. She got a hole in her shit and she's still hitting that bitch. I can't fucking stop. That is a real addiction, bro. This shit should not be on the streets. They want to get rid of crack so bad. They want to get rid of meth and all these other hard-ass drugs so bad. Why you don't get rid of the hardest motherfucking drug? Cigarettes and alcohol. Let's be real. Come on, man. Shit crazy.
How can they say that?
Ali, love
Come on with that bullshit ass,
this is
man.
record, I bet. But you've always been like that. See me?
I don't give a
Before you
damn.
hear me, all done.
I don't
Thank you.
care.
You're welcome.
I don't
Not so
care,
fast.
please. Why you give me
nothing.
2 though? Why? You give me 2
We have
back
got
to
to the
back.
point where literally anybody can build
Come
a
on,
fully
man.
working app without
Like,
knowing how to
come
code.
on, baby.
This is
I
based.
don't care. I don't care, man. Get back to my video of these cigarettes.
Isn't it crazy how they sell the poison to us and then later on sell the cure to the poison that they sold us?
Yeah.
See, but Gen Z doesn't have a cigarette problem like they did back in the day.
They got
Every
a vape
generation
problem.
has this poison. The baby boomers had cigarettes, millennials had cheap alcohol and the club scene, but Gen Z got handed vapes, a colorful little device that come in fruity flavors and is sold to them as if it's harmless, to the
And it's
point where the
harmful,
kids are doing
yeah.
it. And the crazy part about it is that cigarettes are slow killers. A lot of people will smoke for decades, and maybe 30 years later they have cancer. But with these little vaping devices, we're seeing these kids gasping for air like they're 70 years old. Kids that are still in their teens or early 20s. Vaping hasn't even been around for a full decade yet. This isn't a down the road type of problem. This is a right now
Downtown,
issue.
yeah,
And the
real
truth
talk.
is, vapes are killing Gen Z faster than cigarettes ever did.
Damn.
I am a relatively healthy, young, 24-year-old dude, and my lung collapsed on me last Saturday. I have been
Damn.
vaping and smoking weed for over a decade, and it finally caught up on me, and I have learned my lesson. Let's do a flashback to last Saturday. I work my 8-hour shift, and my girlfriend comes to pick me up from work. I work at the mall, so we decided to go eat at the food court before we went out later that night. Before we go to the food court,
What's that nigga name from Harry Potter? The name you shouldn't say. I'm not trying to be funny. He kind of, in this moment in time, he probably don't look like him, but in this moment in time right now, he low-key look like that nigga.
we go to the car so I can hit my pen and hit my vape, and then go get some food. So I'm hitting my vape, and it causes me to cough, which is completely fucking normal, right? But then I immediately start feeling a horrible, horrible searing pain in the back of both of my shoulder blades. So I thought maybe I just coughed really hard and pulled something. That's happened before. So I carry on like normal, and we walk back to the mall. But very rapidly, the pain is just increasing and increasing and increasing to the point where every muscle in my back is tensing up on me. They're seizing up. I feel it wrapping around the front of my ribs to under my chest.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it gets pretty scary.
Yeah.
So we walk through the first store we entered, and I find a little cushioned area for sitting, and I proceeded to pass out, full body pass out for like 20 seconds. I eventually came to, the sweatiest I've ever been, the palest I've ever been, even paler than I am now, and my girlfriend weighs significantly less than me. So that was a pretty scary scenario. I barely make it back to the car. I'm like borderline yelling in pain, and at this point I thought like, what, did I slip a disc or something? What the fuck is happening? We eventually call an ambulance. They get there in about 40 minutes, and it takes me maybe another 30 minutes to get to the hospital.
40
and then another
minutes.
45 to an hour before I actually got a room. I was just burning in a hallway. So if this all sounds fun to you,
Imagine if he would have, like, he could have been done, like, ended. It took 40 minutes for the ambulance to get to him. Another 30 minutes to get there. Then you got to wait to get a room. Nigga, I am dying. Like, why don't they have... I always wondered, like, in malls and in any place that a lot of people are at, why don't they have doctors on call, like, are always around the clock, you know, just in case something like that was to happen. You know what I mean?
by all means keep vaping, but you should probably stick around. I eventually get a x-ray, and I'm told that my left lung has collapsed. It is deflated, and I also have air trapped between my lung and my chest plate. So all of that is obviously not good. They take a scalpel, and they cut between my ribs, they cut the skin and the muscle, and then they feed a tube through the hole to wrap around my lung to suck the air out of my chest cavity and to also reinflate my lung. I was hooked up to that tube for about 4 days. It just came out last night. Not only that, but I have gotten countless IVs put into me. Every 30 minutes, every night, I'm being checked up on my oxygen, my temperature, my heart rate. Really fun stuff. What really made me want to make this video is the team of nurses and doctors who've been helping me told me that in the past 6 months, I am like the 3rd or 4th person that this has happened to, around the same age, relatively young, but vaping.
In no way, shape, or form am I promoting people to be out here smoking cigarettes. But at least in the cigarette commercials or the cigarette videos of people saying how they sick, those people are usually kind of older. These are young dudes. He is 24 years old with a collapsed lung and a possibility of his lung collapsing again. That is crazy. But
like, think about it, bro. Imagine you sitting there, you smoking berry blue mint, and the second your shit, boom! You know what I'm saying? What if your shit just exploded right there? It just fell straight to the floor right there. You smoking berry blue mint, having a regular day. Next thing you know, you in agony on the ground, can't breathe because you want to smoke that bull. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't trust something that come in a battery, fam. It comes in a battery, bro. It's a battery. Like, it's heated by a battery. The core, like, all this. First off, you got the battery poison. You know what I'm saying? You got that. Then you got the smoke. Then you got the flavor that can have all type of chemicals in it. It's killing people, bro. You see how fast? And in real life, what I think, bro, on the real, all jokes aside, the GOV, I think they play a part in that, bro. They put that out there like, yeah, bro, yeah, get that. That's good. This ain't no harm to you, nothing. Because when they first came out, I remember when Juuls were first created. I'm 25, fam. I remember when Juuls were first created, though. Nigga, everybody in school had one of them bitches down there. I ain't hit that bitch because, for one, I ain't smoked anyway. You know what I'm saying? 2, it's a battery-powered smoke device. Like, shit don't make sense to me, man. Come on, bruh.
Understand this epidemic, we gotta rewind. When the Juul dropped around 2015, it wasn't marketed like a cigarette. It was basically a little USB device. It looked like one of those little flash drives from back in the day. It wasn't promoted like, here's some nicotine that's gonna kill you eventually. Nah, they promoted it more as a healthier alternative instead of smoking cigarettes. But let's be real, there's nothing safe about inhaling smoke from a USB device. Each of the little Juul pods had as much nicotine as a full pack of cigarettes. Think about that. One little pod in one pack of cigarettes. That's a lot. And the bad part about it is you can hit a vape all day. You can hit a vape inside the building. You can hit a vape and nobody's gonna say anything about the smell. You can hit a vape just to hit a vape. In order to smoke, you gotta step outside. You gotta go for a smoke break. People are hitting these vapes way more than people ever hit cigarettes in the past. So that's just constant nicotine just pumping into your body.
It's some niggas hit vape so much, they gotta have it every few minutes, my nigga. I know people that I've worked with in the past. We at work, these niggas had to go to, you know how some people gotta go to their car, take a drag or whatever they call it, with a cigarette? Every few minutes, she in her car, hitting the vape. Or she went to the bathroom. We know what she doing. She hitting the vape. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where she at with life now. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she doing better and ain't doing that shit. Because we were young then, my nigga. But still. It's crazy how they grab on hold to people, bro.
Constantly. And the craziest part about all this, they didn't target the 50-year-olds. They didn't target the older people. Instead, they went straight for Gen Z. Oh, come and get the cotton candy kind. Blue Raz, mango, grape ice. They literally disguised poison as candy. And these kids are eating it up.
Hey guys, did you know some drivers are ditching their car insurance and they're doing this instead?
It's fake. It's not real. It's fake. Fuck. I always want to give a nigga an ad while I'm sitting here talking about these goddamn USB ports that you smoke.
It be so hard trying to figure out what do I want for lunch, knowing deep down I just want a vape. I just want my vape for lunch. That's what I want, and I don't have it on me because I'm trying to be healthy, but that's all I want. I don't want no food. I want a vape for lunch. That's what I want.
Not for nothing, I'm tired of these fucking vapes. Like, it's getting old. I'm tired of smoking batteries. And every time I lose that motherfucker, I just be like, where the fuck is my vape? Sister, calm down. It's giving fiend behavior. Anybody have any tips for quitting vaping or something?
She kind of look like Dory from Nemo. Not trying to be funny. But, yeah, bro, that shit crazy. Sometimes you gotta just get in a padded room, get locked in there for a few weeks. You'll be alright after that.
It's like, I'm tired of this shit.
I can't help but to think about the fact that doctors used to say that if you smoke for 30 to 40 years, you might wind up lung cancer. But now we are looking at 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 25-year-olds, that their lungs are literally collapsing. Teens are hooked up to ventilators, fighting for their life, all because they're doing something that honestly is just trendy. It's something that everybody else is doing. Kind of just like the little Beyblades that we used to play with when we were kids.
I fuck with the Beyblades.
It's just something that's trendy, so
them.
everybody wants to do it. Everybody starts doing it. Now you catch yourself addicted to it. It's not something that you gotta meet somebody in the alley to go buy it either. You can walk into a store, and if you're not old enough to walk into the store, you can send somebody else to go get it. Yo, you could grab me one of these real quick. It's not that hard for them to get their hands on these vapes. They also don't understand the effects of these vapes. It just seems like a cool thing to do for the pastime, just like social media. And let me just be clear, the science that I've seen doesn't just say that vaping, it doesn't just irritate your lungs to the point where you're like, ooh, that feels kind of weird. No, the chemicals will permanently scar your lungs.
Yeah.
Some of y'all are gonna have to live with reduced breathing for the rest of your life if you keep hitting that little small pink device. And ladies,
and it take no time.
And the addiction to vapes might even be stronger than cigarettes, because it's seeming like y'all cannot stop, because it feels so harmless versus a cigarette. From the moment you hit a cigarette, you know you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. But with the vapes, because they're fruity, because they just look like a little toy device, it's so accessible. 2,000 hits in one device. You'll be addicted to it before you even notice.
Vaping is not as harmful as cigarettes on paper.
Shut your pussy ass up, that's cap. Unless you're going in the right direction. My bad, let me hold that statement.
But because the odor is not as offensive, it's easier to hide. You could do it much quicker and get a bigger dose. Because it feels like it's not as harmful, many more people can get hooked on it.
Is vaping dangerous?
Yes.
Yes.
Why and how? So many of my friends do.
I take back my statement what I said.
My six best friends, they're just like, they're just absolutely addicted. They never smoked, interestingly.
That's the issue of it, that it gets people who maybe would have been turned off by smoking to try, and the chemicals found inside are really rewarding to the brain, nicotine being a prime example of it. And the more dangerous part of it is with kids who have a developing frontal lobe, meaning that the part of their brain that is responsible for complex decision making is not yet fully formed. So they're incredibly susceptible to anything that can build a tolerance, a dependence, an addiction to. And it could change the chemistry of their brain moving forward. So we don't want to make it easier for them to start smoking. Vaping should be used as a tool, as a way of getting you off of cigarettes, not as a way of introducing you to cigarettes or nicotine at all.
Is it dangerous for adults as well?
If you're coming off cigarettes, no, it's a good choice.
All my friends that vape never smoked.
Yep, it's not something that carries value health-wise and can only potentially harm.
Ever wondered what vaping actually does to your body? Because it's not just water vapor
and
like
the crazy
everyone.
part, that vape is so much smoke condensed. Like, I done seen nigga hit a vape, and the amount of smoke that come out of nigga mouth, you like, what the fuck?
Says, let's start with your lungs. When you take a puff, you're inhaling a cloud filled
Man,
with
look at
chemicals.
this man gooning this shit, man. What type of freaking shit is this? Look at his eyes, man. He act like he just had the greatest bus of all time.
Like nicotine, formaldehyde, and even heavy metals. Those particles go straight into your lungs and start irritating the lining. Over time, this can lead to coughing, shortness of breath, wheezing, and in some cases, long-term lung damage. And yes, popcorn lung is real. Now your heart, vaping hits it too. The nicotine makes your heart beat faster and raises your blood pressure. Over time, that puts a serious strain on your heart, raising your risk of a heart attack, even if you're young. Your brain isn't safe either, especially if you're under 25. The brain is still developing, and nicotine can mess with memory, focus, and mood. You might feel more anxious, more irritable, and more addicted than you realize. Vaping can also mess with your sleep, your hormones, your gut, and even your skin. Ever notice dry lips or more acne? That's not random. It could be your vape. And here's the twist. The more you vape, the more your body builds tolerance. That means you need more hits to feel the same effect. And that's how addiction sneaks in without you even noticing.
See, as somebody that doesn't vape or ever...
Did y'all see that? Am I tripping? Or was that just part of the... was that just in a video? I'm thinking a nigga trying to hack my shit. Bitch, if you looking at me through this camera and you trying to hack my computer, fuck nigga, I'ma find you. Okay? Don't play with me. I don't play. I don't play. Don't come playing and fucking with me. Okay?
Had to go through the withdrawals of quitting vaping. I can't tell y'all directly how to quit vaping, but what I can tell you from just a psychological standpoint, go to the root cause. Why are you vaping? Always ask yourself the why and why you are doing something, especially if you feel the need to do it to the point where you're questioning whether or not you're an addict. What is the